Yeah, God takes all things into consideration. His responses to us and his answered prayers consider all. Right. So we worry about, how my kid gonna feel about this or this or that, and when God answers it, we're like, I don't know if I should because of this. He considered everything. People don't understand that even in all of our decisions, he also includes our flaws. Right. He includes the mistakes and everything, and it still equals up to being what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? We get so tore up about a mistake. That's a lesson. Mm-hmm. That's a lesson. He included that in there. He knew. Mm-hmm. He knew. Because some lessons you got to learn before you can elevate. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody wants to get to the top all fast and move all fast. And I want to do this, be this. All this social media makes people think, you get it easy. But, honey, most things worth having, you got to work hard for it, honey. You got to definitely sacrifice for it. Ain't no walk in the park, so. But God does consider all things. And, if the opportunity arises for you, bust a move. In the Bible, there's a story in Kings about the lepers. Now, what was happening at the time was Syrians had taken over the kingdom. They took everything. They took the food. They took everything. So they didn't have any food in the city, which is the city was Israel. Right. And they had taken everything, right? And Elisha went to the king and said, look, we're getting ready to get some food soon. We're going to eat. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a change. He was a prophet, right? Mm-hmm. And the king's right-hand man, that's why you got to watch your right-hand people, because sometimes them naysayers be right up underneath your nose, right? And you think that they really got your best interest in mind, but they can be a hindrance to really what your future is and what you're supposed to be doing. So he goes, nah, that ain't true. We're going to still be hungry. That ain't true. Ticked Elisha. So he said, look, just because you singing that, you ain't getting no food. When we eat, you ain't eating. Mm-hmm. Just because you don't believe. It's because you don't believe you're not going to eat. And so that's happening like in the days prior. In the meantime, outside of the city was all the lepers, because the lepers aren't allowed to, come into the city. There's a bunch of them, thousands of them, right? Mm-hmm. They're outside the city. They wait for somebody to come by. They ask for food. They ask for this, that, and they pray that the people give it to them. And if the people give it to them and show them kindness and grace, they're excited and appreciative. But, they don't get to go into the city, right? But in the city, there's no food. So the people in the city are starving. So there ain't nobody coming out giving them no food. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just an issue. So they wait for a while, and they're sitting out there talking, and they're like, look, there's 4 of them. And they're like, look at here. We got to do something, right? We got to bust a move somewhere. Because if we stay here, we're going to definitely die. Ain't no sense of trying to run up in the city. Ain't nothing in there. We ain't going to get nothing if we go there. The only choice we got is to try to just go to the Syrian camp. They got everything there. We're going to try to go there. Now, 2 things can happen. They can kill us, which, what the heck, we're going to die anyway if we don't do nothing, right? We don't bust no move and we sit here and don't do nothing. We're going to die anyway. So they could kill us, and that's right, they may. Or they'll have some sort of mercy on us, and we'll somehow survive, even as, slaves or something, even as whatever, we'll maybe have an opportunity to live. But we're surely going to die here. So, what you think? So they were thinking about it and processing it. Now, mind you, there's several lepers, thousands of them. Only 4 of them is out there chatting. Out of all the lepers, 4 of them are out there chatting. They come up, they finally make a decision. Like you said, you was thinking about moving, but then you finally came up with your decision, right? And made a decision. I'm going to move. So they made the decision. They said, that's it. Twilight, we busting a move. We going to roll up in there. We running up in this camp. And we going to see what happens. We just going to take the chance and see what happens. It's whatever. And that's exactly what they did. They waited. So they said at twilight, the wording they used, at twilight, we're going to head out to the Syrian camp. At the same time, right? At twilight, the Syrians started hearing chariots. That's another thing. When you make your decision, Once you make your decision, God immediately moves on your behalf. All right. They made a decision. They said they was leaving at twilight, and they left at twilight. And at twilight, when they bust that move, when they made a decision and they set out, at that very moment, God started allowing the Syrians to hear chariots